including provisions with regard to dowry death and all, which came in. Now, 406 was obviously on the Indian Penal Code since the Indian Penal Code itself. It was in 1985 that in Pratibha Rani's judgment, the Supreme Court interpreted 406 in a case coming from Punjab, saying that 406, where it's a question of breach of trust, if a girl has been, till then the breach was whatever istridhan or whatever goods are given to a girl belong jointly to the girl and her husband. In fact, in this context, if you go back to the law in England and the law before that in England itself, the law was that everything belonged to the husband. The wife was a chattel, so there were in fact no right to property even in the wife. She did not have a right to own property, firstly in England, obviously also in India, and therefore because whatever property that the wife got, even which she got with her, was not jointly owned but belonged to the husband. So much so that of course she couldn't own property, she couldn't sign checks, she couldn't do anything. So there was this amendment in law in UK, and then there is in India the, I think it's 1914 Act, whatever. There have been amendments, Women's Right to Property Act, etc. And 406 was it was really a reinterpretation by the courts to ensure that a girl who was in a bad marriage would have the right to take away what belonged to her when she came into the marriage with. So it took the concept that when she brings in goods, which is her istridhan, it is entrusted to her and to the husband and to the in-laws, and when she demands for it back, then that entrustment, there is a breach of trust. So 406 came to be interpreted in that manner. There were other changes and other interpretations. For example, section 27 of the Hindu Marriage Act, which said that everything which belongs or given to the wife at or around the time of marriage belongs jointly to them. So all these provisions came to be interpreted by the High Courts and Supreme Courts in a manner to ensure that the woman would get back her belongings. Now, the 1980s then saw the emergence, 83 the 498A, 85 406 interpretation by Supreme Court in Pratibha Rani upholding a judgment of Punjab Court. So both these provisions sort of became one provision, 498/406. And yet the courts felt that this needed to become stronger and stronger. So there was this whole element where the courts became very heavy on cases of 498/406, where anticipatory bail was given after much thought. But over the years, and then you got women's cells coming into every state, so that there would be special attention given, so on. I remember we did a matter in 1983-84 when this was just starting and a woman was beaten up badly by her husband in Ring Road. And the woman was taken to the police station. The police said, so it's her husband, how does it matter? He can do what he likes. And whack off, they packed off that woman who had been badly beaten.